Hello students, I will continue with the two-dimensional motion. In the previous class, we had a discussion on path of the projectile is a parabola. The path traced by the projectile is a parabola. Projectile motion is an example for two-dimensional motion. Projectile motion is an example for two-dimensional motion. How much of the maximum height reached by the projectile? And what is the range of the projectile and time of flight. So we had a discussion on derive an expression for path of the projectile is a parabola. The path traced by a projectile is called trajectory. The maximum height reached by the projectile is called maximum height. The maximum horizontal distance discovered by the projectile in an horizontal direction is called range of the projectile. How long the projectile will be in a space before reaching the ground is called time of flight. Even circular motion is also an example for two-dimensional motion. Circular motion is an example for two-dimensional motion. Both x coordinate and y coordinate will change when a particle is moving along the circumference of the circle with a uniform speed. So what do you mean by uniform circular motion? Consider a particle moving along the circumference of the circle or moving in a circular path with a constant speed, right? OA and OB, a line drawn from center of the circle to the point on the arc is called radius vector. A line drawn from center of the circle to the point on the arc is called radius vector. In case of circular motion, radius is constant, right? Angle AOB, theta is keep on changing, even arc length is also changing. Please observe the tangent drawn at any point on the circular path. The tangent drawn at any point on the circular path will give the direction of the velocity at that particular position at that particular instant of time. In case of uniform circular motion, what are the parameters are there? OB is a radius vector, OA is also a radius vector, radius is constant, theta is called angular displacement, AB is what is called arc length. Please observe here, vector OB is equal to R vector OA is equal to R vector, which is constant. What is that constant? In case of uniform circular motion, radius vector is constant. Angle AOB is what is called as angular displacement. Arc length AB is equal to S, right? What are V1, V2, V3? V1, V2, V3 are the tangential velocities. What do you mean by tangential velocity? A line drawn at any point on the arc of a circle, right? That gives the direction of velocity at that particular instant of time at that particular position is called as tangential velocity. So now, what are the parameters? Angular displacement. As you studied in linear motion, in case of linear motion, AB is a linear displacement. A particle moving from A to B is along a straight line along the positive x-axis. Therefore, S is called linear displacement. This is in case of linear motion, right? Whereas in case of circular motion, look at carefully. The radius vector OA is moving from point A to point B. A particle is moving from point A to point B along the circumference of the circle, right? The R is the radius vector, which is describing an angle theta. Angle AOB is called theta. Theta is called angular displacement. The angle described by the radius vector when a particle moving along the circumference of the circle is what is called angular displacement. Please attention here. This is arc length. AB is the arc length. Arc length is directly proportional to the theta. So you studied in the 10th standard or 9th standard Arcs are proportional to the angle subtended at the center of the circle. See here, this is the arc length, this is the arc length, this will be the theta. If this is the arc length and this will be the theta, R is constant, but theta, as arc length is keep on increasing, therefore the angular displacement theta will also increases, but radius will remain constant. See here, arcs are proportional to the angle subtended at the center of the circle. Therefore, arc length is directly proportional to the angular displacement. Now you remove the proportionality symbol, put the constant of proportionality is called equals. The constant of proportionality is R. Why we should put R? Because R is the radius vector which is constant. Therefore, S is equal to R theta. What I want theta. Theta is equal to S by R. Even S is in arc length is meter, radius is in meter, but theta is measured in radians. The SI unit of angular displacement is radian. Then what do you mean by angular displacement? The angle described by the radius vector. When a particle moves with a uniform speed along the circumference of the circle is what is called as angular displacement. So now, what do you mean by angular velocity? Say, first 3 seconds it is describing 33 degree. Next 4 seconds it is describing 53 degree. Then what do you mean by angular displacement? As you know well, what do you mean by linear velocity? Linear displacement by time. Here it is angular velocity. Angular velocity is represented by a symbol called omega. It is defined as the rate of change of angular displacement. It is defined as the rate of change of angular displacement is what is called angular velocity. Therefore, omega is equal to angular displacement by time taken. Omega is equal to what is change in angular displacement? Final angular displacement minus initial angular displacement. ಎಷ್ಟು angle cover ಮಾಡಿದೆ final angle minus the initial angle, right? Divided by T2 minus T1. Final angular displacement. Theta 2 is called final angular displacement. Theta 1 is called initial angular displacement. Divided by what? Divided by time. What I can write here? Divided by time. Therefore, can I write omega is equal to rate of change of angular displacement. That is final angular displacement minus initial angular displacement divided by T2 minus T1. Theta 2 minus theta 1 is called theta. T2 minus T1 is T. Therefore, theta by T. Theta is called angular displacement. Angular displacement is measured in seconds. Angular displacement is measured in radian and time is measured in second. Therefore, SI unit of angular velocity is radian per second. Please copy the things. What do you mean by uniform circular motion? The motion of a particle along a circumference of a circle with a constant speed, or with a constant speed, then the motion is said to be uniform circular motion. What do you mean by radius vector? A line drawn from center of the circle to the point on the circle. A line drawn from center of the circle to the point on the circle is what is called radius vector. So, what do you mean by angular displacement? The angle described by a particle or a body when it is moving along the circumference of the circle is called as angular displacement. As you studied in linear dynamics, in linear mechanics, a particle is moving from A to B along a straight line, that is called linear displacement. Linear displacement, yes, but here it is angular displacement. How much of the angle? First it is covering 10 degree, then it is covering 30 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, like that. How much of the angle described by a particle when a particle moving along the circumference circle is what is called as angular displacement. Then what do you mean by, as you know well, in lower classes you studied in 9th standard, arcs are directly proportional to the angle subtended at the center of the circle. Therefore, arc length S is proportional to theta. S is equal to r theta. Therefore, theta is equal to S by r. Then what do you mean by angular velocity? The rate of change of angular displacement is what is called as angular velocity, and it is given by omega is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 divided by T2 minus T1. Please copy the things. Theta is measured in radians, time is measured in seconds, therefore radian per second is the SI unit of angular velocity. So now we'll move on to the next concept. Consider a particle or a body completes n revolutions per minute. N revolution per minute. You make a point on the grinding wheel. You make a point, you mark a point on the grinding wheel. The point will make revolutions, right? How many revolutions described by the point on the grinding wheel is in a minute? In minute. That is called revolutions per minute. Converting revolution per minute. Look at carefully. For one revolution, one rotation, how much of the angle described by the particle? 360 degree. See here, for one revolution, 360 degree, that is 2 pi radian. Time taken for one complete revolution, right? Time taken for one complete revolution is what is called time period. So number of revolutions per second. Number of revolutions per second is what is called frequency. I will repeat once again. See, if a particle or a body completes n revolutions per minute, then what is omega? Omega is theta by t. For one revolution, one rotation. For one rotation, how much of the angle? How much of the angle described by a particle? 2 pi radian. Time taken for one complete rotation. Time taken for one complete rotation. Time taken for one complete revolution is what is called time period. Therefore, omega is equal to theta. Theta is 2 pi. Time taken for one complete rotation or revolution is what is called time period. Therefore, omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Time t is equal to 60 seconds. Thus, revolution per minute. Then what is the time period? Time taken for in 1 minute if a particle completes one revolution. In 1 minute if a particle completes one revolution, then time t is equal to 1 minute. 1 minute is equal to what? 60 seconds. Therefore, revolution per minute is converted into radian per second. Therefore, omega is equal to, see here, if a particle completes one revolution, therefore 1 into 2 pi by t. If a particle completes n revolutions in 60 seconds, therefore omega is equal to n times of 2 pi by 60. Time taken for one complete rotation or revolution is 60 seconds, right? If it is in 1 minute, therefore omega is equal to n times of 2 pi by 60 radian per second. Then you are converting revolution per minute into radian per second by assuming time taken for one rotation or time taken for one complete revolution is equal to 1 minute, then revolution per minute is converted into radian per second. Then what do you mean by time period? Time taken by the particle or a body to complete one rotation or to complete one revolution is what is called time period. Time period is measured in what? Time period is measured in seconds. Then what do you mean by frequency of revolution? Frequency, it is the reciprocal of time period. So therefore frequency F is equal to what I can write here? F is equal to 1 by time period. Frequency is the number of revolutions completed in 1 second. What do you mean by frequency? The number of revolutions completed by a particle or a body in 1 second is called frequency. Therefore, frequency is given by reciprocal of time period. F is equal to 1 by t. 1 by time period. 1 divided by time is time period and time measured in seconds only. Second you will taken to the numerator per second. The other name of per second is called hertz. What is the unit of time frequency? Hertz per second. I'll repeat. What do you mean by time period? Time taken by the particle or a body to complete one rotation or to complete one revolution is what is called time period. You know well, what is the time period of rotation of the earth about its own axis? Rotation of the earth is 24 hours. Revolution of the earth, time taken for the revolution of the earth is 365 and quarter days, right? So that is what is called time period. Time period of the earth for rotation about its own axis, that is time period, 24 hours. Time taken by the earth for its revolution around the sun. Time period of revolution of the earth. Time period of revolution of the earth is 365 and quarter days. Whereas time period of rotation of the earth, rotation means about its one axis, that is 24 hours. So time taken for one complete rotation or time taken for one complete revolution is what is called one time period. It is measured in seconds. What do you mean by frequency? The reciprocal of time period is called frequency. Please copy the things. For one rotation or one revolution, the angle described by the particle is 360 degree. That is nothing but a 2 pi radian. Therefore, theta is equal to 2 pi radian. Time taken for one complete rotation or one complete revolution is what is called one time period. Therefore, omega is equal to theta is 2 pi by t, capital T. Capital T is time period, small t is time. So, for n revolution per minute, if a particle completes n revolutions per minute, then omega is equal to n times of 2 pi by time period t is equal to 1 minute. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. That is 2 pi by 60 radian per second. What do you mean by time period? Time taken by the particle or a body to complete one rotation or to complete one revolution is what is called one time period. It is measured in seconds. What do you mean by frequency? The number of rotations per second or the number of revolutions per second completed by a particle is what is called frequency. Frequency is the reciprocal of time period. So now we will move on to the relation between angular velocity and linear speed. What is the relation between angular velocity and linear speed? Right? Linear angular velocity is omega, as you know well. Linear is v, you know well. Linear speed is v, you know well. Am I right or not? So now, relation between angular velocity and linear speed. What do you mean by angular velocity? Let us consider a body. Let us consider a particle or a body moving in a circular path with let theta be the small angle described by the particle, where r is the radius vector. The particle is moving from A to B. This is arc length. Right? If theta is very small, this arc length AB is equal to AB. This will become straight line. AB arc and AB straight distance, almost arc length is equal to linear distance. Am I right? Or if theta is very small. Therefore, omega is equal to angular displacement by time. Let theta is the angle described by the radius vector in a small interval of time. Theta is the angle described by the particle in a small interval of time. Therefore, arc length AB is almost equal to the linear length AB. Therefore, we know that theta is equal to omega is equal to theta by T. Theta is equal to S by R. Theta is equal to S by R. This is the relation between arc length and the angle. So, arc lengths are directly proportional to the angle separated at the center of the circle. Therefore, theta is equal to S by R. In place of theta, you substitute S by R whole divided by T. Here nothing will be here. What will be here in the denominator? See here, omega is equal to theta. Theta is S by R whole divided by T. So here, what is the denominator of T? The denominator of T is 1 only. T by 1 is T only. Therefore, S by R whole divided by T by 1. This can also be written as S by R into 1 by 2. You make it reciprocal. S by R into 1 by T. What is distance by time? Distance by time is what is called linear speed. Am I right or not? Distance by time is called linear speed. Therefore, you rearrange the terms. Omega is equal to 1 by R into S by T. Distance by time. What do you mean by distance by time? That is called speed. Therefore, omega is equal to 1 by R into V. Omega R is equal to 1 by R into V. Omega is equal to 1 by R into V. Therefore, V is equal to omega. This is the relation between linear speed and angular velocity and radius vector. V is equal to omega R. Now we move on to the angular acceleration. Right? What do you mean by angular acceleration? You know well about acceleration, linear acceleration. Rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is called linear acceleration. So here, angular acceleration. How much of the change in angular velocity in a given time is what is called as angular acceleration. So angular acceleration is denoted by symbol alpha. It is defined as the rate of change of angular velocity. It is defined as the rate of change of angular velocity is called angular acceleration. Alpha is the symbol for angular acceleration. Omega 2 is final angular velocity. Omega 2 is final angular velocity. Omega 1 is called initial angular velocity. Therefore, omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by T2 minus T1. What is omega 2 minus omega 1? Final angular velocity minus initial angular velocity is omega by T. Therefore, omega is measured in radian per second. Omega is measured in radian per second. Omega, angular velocity is measured in radian per second. Divided by second, nothing will be here is what? 1. Therefore, this can be simplified. You will get radian per second into 1 by second. You will get radian per second square. Please copy the things. Relation between angular velocity and linear speed. Let us consider a particle moving along the circumference of circle. Right? Consider a point on the circular path. The radius vector describing an angle theta. The radius vector is describing an angle theta in a small interval of time t seconds. Therefore, the arc length AB is almost equal to a straight length S. So we know that what do you mean by angular velocity? Angular velocity is angular displacement by time. Therefore, omega is equal to theta by t. What we know that theta is equal to S by R. That we already discussed in the previous slide. The angles are subtended, the arcs are proportional to the angle subtended at the center of the circle. Therefore, theta is proportional to S, S is proportional to theta, and S is equal to R theta. Therefore, theta is equal to S by R divided by, therefore, omega is equal to S by R whole divided by T. So, nothing will be there, 1. Therefore, take the reciprocal. You will get V is equal to omega. Okay, I will continue in the next class.